What do you want to talk about?
Wrestling! And here!
Wrestling?
Why?
It's wrestling.
It's wrestling.
Why? Why?
Why not?
Yeah, why not?
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Why not? Why not?
It's fake.
Fake? What the hell are you talking about? Fake? It's not fake.
Fake.
Wrestling's not fake!
Okay, wrestling.
And welcome to Spot Show live stream with your boy with a cornbread accent, Ronald Ray. How is everybody doing? And yes, I'm not quite prepared, but like I always do, I kind of swing shit. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. There we go. Let's brighten things up a little bit. Maybe. Hello. Oh, wow. Sometimes I don't pay attention to the screen as much as I need to. Anyway, welcome everybody. This is a Spot Show live stream. Our usual Thursday night hangout here. So if you're out there watching this live, join me in the chat. Give me your opinions. I highly encourage you to do that of anything I talk about or anything else that pops up into your mind. We're just here shooting a breeze about the sport of professional wrestling, talking about a little more current stuff. Of course, tomorrow night is I call it the fun show. It is Wrestling Gold Friday night, tomorrow night. Just sent a little thingy out, advertising on my Facebook and X Twitter page. And we'll be featuring Southwest Championship Wrestling. So since we were world class, we figured, hey, let's stay in Texas a little longer, one more week. So we're going to the Southwest Championship Territory region. I think it was San Antonio is where that was based out of, or somewhere close to there. Anyway, hopefully everybody's having a good week. What's up, Joe King? Yeah, like I said, join me in the chat here. Just at least say hello. That's always cool. Or give me a what's up. Let's see. A few things to get to this evening. I actually watched NXT this week. Watched the full show, so I'm going to be doing a little recap of that. Go ahead and do the recap of AEW's Dynamite from last night. I did watch that complete show. Let's see. And some other news that kind of just popped up today. So we'll get to everything. So let's move along here. What should we? I guess we can go into the. Let's talk about NXT. This past Tuesday it was NXT, and of course they are having to. The former champion vacated it the week before. I figured, hey, it's a new year. We got to have a new champion. Why not start here? So the GM, Ava, came out, gave us she came out to address the NXT championship situation. But before she can get to it, Ricky Saints, the former Ricky Starks, came out. I see he's turned heel there. He said, hey, man, I ran Trick Williams, Javon Evans, and Oba out of here. Oba is the former champion. He's the one that left the championship in the middle of the ring, said, I'm going to the main roster. Basically, the man that be given the belt, Ava said, no, there will be a 6-man ladder match to determine that. And the 6-person or 6-man ladder match will be on February the 3rd, with qualifying matches starting next week. All contenders started brawling until Keanu Carver, I believe his name was, came out, cleaned house, and pretty much made a statement saying, "You need to watch out for me. Dude seems pretty athletic, big dude. Uh, Definitely upside of that kid. First match of the night was Kalana versus Lola Vice. Pretty good match here. I will say that. I mean, I know I'm gonna upset some of the AEW diehards here, but uh, if the women are half as good or as good as these two ladies performed last or this past Tuesday, I'm sorry. The women's roster of the AEW is still gonna be heads above AEW's. Like I said, my opinion. Um, Everybody's got theirs, but that's just my opinion. But these two did have a pretty good match. Jordan tried to steal one by doing the O'Connor roll, using the ropes and the trunks for leverage. Ref seen it, told it ain't gonna work. Lola Vice hits her with a spinning back fist. 1, 2, 3. Lola Vice wins this. Of course, maybe Jordan should have quit arguing with the referee and pay attention to her opponent next time. Next up, we had a match for the Speed Championship. thought this was a ex Twitter type deal, but I guess they shut that off. So the champion or the challenger Jasper Troy went against Tavion Heights, two big guys. Very fast paced match here. When you do that, especially with two big guys like this, it tends to get a little sloppy. So don't think this should make their highlight reel. It was decent, but like I said, a little too fast paced for these guys, my opinion as well. But Jasper won, hitting the Black Coal Slam, keeping the championship. After the match, Lexus King came out and attacked Jasper Troy. Then Blake Monroe, formerly what was her, Mariah May. I guess Mariah May is kind of a real name anyway. Um, she came out, stated that when you're as talented as she is, some people just don't know how to use you, don't know what to do with you. Uh, she didn't lose control. She lost patience when she made the attack last week, and she kept saying how great she was. And then Jada Parker's music hits, and let me just say, me and the crowd all dig themselves a Miss Parker. Very attractive young lady there. Monroe interrupted Jada. Then that's when they started brawling, throwing hands, and Parker decided to take a powder. Let's fight another day. But yeah, Jada Parker very popular there. I seen her wrestle once at the well, not personally, but the last NXT show I did watch was the NXT versus TNA deal. Seen her perform in that. Thought she did pretty good. Seeing how old she is, I think she's probably a star in the making there. All right, next up we had uh, Channing Stacks Lorenzo, the TNA International Championship champion, and this is a championship match defending against Shiloh Hill. Uh, forgot, forgot. I don't even think they mentioned where he's from or anything like that, but kind of a different little vignette type interview where he was, started talking and saying, "Hey, I did the future or the where the future legend show, whatever, um, and won that. Um, then when just digressing and talking about the squirrel and this how whatever it was, I thought it was kind of entertaining. But that happened before this match took place. Uh, Hill came in within a beep hair of winning the title with a schoolboy roll. Uh, but Shallow, anyway, sorry, Channing took advantage. Uh, then when Shallow was coming back, I take it that him pulling his teeth out is supposed to be like equivalent of Jerry Lawler pulling his strap down. Um, anyway, except for he didn't really win. It still became a little back and forth ordeal. Shallow had Stack in a small package, 1-2, but Grace helped reverse it, giving Stacks the win. So cheap win there. Like I said, that was for the International Championship of TNA. I guess they had that working relationship. I guess I better get used to that. Um, Nice seeing how quite they use it, and I'm usually not too keen on, but uh, at least it's not just to say the TNA champion going there to put over somebody else, like the number one contender to the TNT championship or anything like that. Kind of like how AEW does Ring of Honor, um, but that was a pretty solid match. I'm probably get behind Shallow Hill. Channing Stacks Lorenzo seems like a cocky heel, but do seem pretty good in the ring. It's still a little learning to go. Next up, we had Izzo Dame. She is your new Women's North American champion. Talk about how she won the championship, and it was all part of the plan. Mentioned a few of the contenders. One of them she kept mentioning was Tatum Paxley. Like I said, mentioned her a couple of times. Here she comes out to the ring wanting to brawl. They monetarily went at it for a while until Dame bailed. Then this brings us to the main event of the night. Uh, no disqualification match. Dion Lennox versus Joe Hendry. They each had backup. Sorry, not that familiar with the names quite yet, but uh, all the groups and everything. So kind of bear with me for a couple weeks on that one. Crap, I forgot to do something. Oh well. Anyway, like I said, no DQ match. Lennox was prepared to attack Hendry with a steel chair. But of course, during the whole match, they brung out all the toys, kendo sticks, brass knucks. Yeah, Hendry used the brass knucks for a 2 count. I hate when I do stuff like that, but it was a no disqualification match. Anyway, as Lennox was about to use a chair on Hendry, here comes Tony D'Angelo. Uh, he appeared, laid out Lennox. Looked like he was going to, shake hands with Joe Hendry here, but he winds up picking him up with a big choke slam as well, only to just pull Hendry right on top of Lennox and giving Joe Hendry the win. Then the security and everybody tried to come in and take care of Tony D'Angelo, but he winds up taking care of all of them, all the security. Um, then kind of had a strange look with him and uh, Ava. Ava, of course, is the GM of Raw, also the daughter of Dwayne The Rock Johnson. And that ended it for NXT. Like I said, I thought that was a pretty decent show. I meant to press the record button on that one, so I guess I'll have to figure some way to edit that shit out. But anyway, um, I thought it was pretty decent. I could definitely see why they probably have a lot of ratings. It is. Oops, hold on a sec here. I mean, basically, it's a uh, the AAA of if this was baseball, it'll be the AAA of the WWE. Uh, Very small crowd feel. I've seen that they're coming to Atlanta, going to center stage. It'll be on a Tuesday. Doubt I'll be. I don't know where I'll be at that time. I'll either be finishing up in Valdosta now or in Sonoya. Sonoya is probably not that far away, but it's just hard to get a lot of this traffic and everything still, and not sure how late I'll be working and other things. Joe King says a lot of new people to learn. Yes, a lot of new people to learn. You've heard some of the names for it. Like I said, I've heard of Joe Hendry. Um, and we've seen Blake Monroe as Mariah May. We know she's talented. She just needs to learn to kick out at two when she's supposed to. Ava, I've heard the name because of the whole uh, she's the Rock's daughter. Um, and I can kind of see, like I said, I haven't seen enough really to form an opinion, but I can see why if she was the same in every episode, I can see how some people might have their gripes about Ava. Ricky Starks, we've seen him plenty of times. He's talented. But yeah, so yeah, a lot of new people learn. Some people I've seen before. But like I said, that Kalani Jordan and Lola Vice match was pretty good. Was pretty entertained by Shallow Hill. Uh, I don't know, just I was just entertained by him. Uh, Ask me again about 2 more months, see if I'm like feeling the same way. Uh, Not sure about the less is king thing yet. Seems kind of. Uh, I think he was a speed champion at one time, I guess, but now he's not. So not sure what they're going to try to do with him. Now there's some voids there, and possibly somebody coming in real soon. We will talk about that later. Uh, but speaking, let's see, what was she? Speaking of TNA's got some news this week. We flash. Whoops, wrong way. So we got some TNA talent who decided to re-sign with the company. First up being Cedric Alexander. Of course, Cedric used to be in the Hurt business with Shelton Benjamin, MVP, and Bobby Lashley in the WWE during the whole pandemic era there. But then he got released, I guess, a couple of years ago. Made TNA his home, even though TNA and WWE has a working relationship. So, uh, anyway, Cedric Alexander has officially locked his future with TNA Wrestling following a strong run with the company. After initially signing a short term deal that was due to wrap up around Bound for Glory late 2025, Alexander and TNA recently reached an agreement on a new contract. The exact length of the deal has not been disclosed, but the commitment is viewed to be a key move to the company continues to shape its roster heading into 2026. Of course, TNA will be on AMC soon, very soon. Since arriving in TNA in 2025, Cedric Alexander has quickly reestablished himself as a cornerstone of the X division, known for its explosive athleticism and high flying style. Alexander has constantly delivered standout performances, reminiscent of his earlier championship success elsewhere. Outside the ring, Alexander also generated buzz late last year when he reunited with familiar faces at WrestleCade to appear alongside former Hurt Business allies MVP and Shelton Benjamin, which naturally sparked speculation about future possibilities. For now, however, his focus remains firmly on his current home. That focus turns to be a major opportunity at TNA Genesis on January 17th in Garland, Texas. Alexander is scheduled to compete in a three-way match for the X Division Championship against reigning champion Leon Slater. Did get to see Leon Slater at the last Saturday Night main event. Dude's pretty good. Also in that match is powerhouse contender Moose. Seeing him when I guess he was still just starting out in independence. I seen him at a Southern Fried Wrestling show. Big dude, pretty talented. Pretty much been a mainstay at TNA for, gosh, more than a decade now. Anyway, Slater recently commented on the atmosphere backstage, describing the locker room as having protective energy as the company prepares for its upcoming transition to AMC later this month. So yeah, dude is a very talented performer. Uh, Kicked ass in that first was it Cruiserweight Classic. Well, the only one they did have had a good run as the Cruiserweight champion. Um, seen him at Wildside one time, or was it? It wasn't Wildside. It was Anarchy at that time. Seen him there. Uh, dude is pretty good. Uh, Next up is a lady I don't not that familiar with. Jody Threat. She is also staying put in TNA Wrestling. The two-time Knockouts World Tag Team Champion has officially re-signed with the company, confirming the news during a recent interview. Threat first arrived in TNA in March 2023 and has since become a regular presence in the Knockouts division, building momentum both as part of a team and now as a singles competitor. While the terms and length of the new deal were not disclosed, Threat made it clear that the next chapter is about defining herself on her own terms. This year is really my opportunity to show everyone who Jody Threat is. So I am excited to let you know that I have re-signed with TNA Wrestling to give myself the ability to move forward and prove that the wild child Jody Threat can do as a what the wild child Jody Threat can do as a solo competitor. Threat also reflected on what the company has meant to her career so far, knowing how significant the opportunity was as her first major television contract. I am so thankful that this was the place that I signed with for my first TV contract. A big deal for me, a big deal for someone like me as a female Canadian. It's been such a learning opportunity, and I just feel so blessed. TNA echoed those sentiments in its own announcement, highlighting her importance to the division and the shift toward singles competition. A two-time TNA Knockouts World Champion, the Toronto native has been a cornerstone of the TNA Knockouts division since 2023. She is now embarking on a singles career after splitting with her Spitfire tag team partner, Dana Luna. Threat and Luna formed the Spitfire tag team and quickly made an impact. They captured the Knockouts World Tag Team titles for the first time at TNA Sacrifice in March 2024, before losing the belts 2 months later to Under Siege. The duo regained the titles at Victory Road in September 2024, only to drop them again March 2025 to the Elegance brand at Sacrifice. Following the loss with the disbanding stipulation, Spitfire officially went their separate ways in May. Outside of TNA, Threat has continued to raise her profile across the independent scene. She dropped the Winnipeg's first. Oh, excuse me. She dropped the Winnipeg Pro Wrestling Women's Championship to Mercedes Monet in March at Rumble in the Burt, and currently holds the Smash Wrestling Championship or Women's Championship, adding further momentum as she turns her focus towards singles success. So, yes, I mean, first major company, I guess, and she thought, hey, it's been good so far. Decided to stay. And now maybe since it's on AMC, I'll probably get to watch it more. Now, a name I'm familiar with because I did see him in the Southern Independence, uh, has also re-signed or decided to stay with TNA. And as I don't know if he still calls himself the Southern Savior or is it just John Schuyler, but otherwise, John Schuyler. As TNA Wrestling prepares for a major new chapter in its Impact debut on AMC, the company has quietly secured another piece of the puzzle. John Schuyler has confirmed that he is staying put. The Order 4 member revealed on Busted Open Radio that he has signed a new contract with TNA Wrestling, and the process could not have been more straightforward. Speaking with host David Logreca alongside Tommy Dreamer, Schuyler shared the deal came together during a brief phone call with Dreamer himself. According to Schuyler, there was no long back and forth or drawn out decisions. Dreamer simply checked in, confirmed Schuyler's contract timeline, and made an offer on the spot. Uh, I was on the phone, ready to walk out in front of the front door to go to the gym. I picked up the phone, and I hear at the other end, "Yo, "What's going on?" I said, "What's up, Tommy?" He goes, "Is your contract coming up in December?" And I said, "Yes. Yes, it is." And he goes, "Cool. Thanks for telling me. How about this amount of money to stay?" And I said, "Sounds good to me. Sweet. Thanks for negotiating. I'll talk to you later." And that was it. You know what? Seriously, uh, let me finish the rest of the article. Dreamer backed up the story live on the show, joking about how simple the exchange was and referring to it as their big negotiation with TNA. With TNA entering a high profile television era, Skylar's re signed it as another familiar name to the company's plans moving forward. So, yeah, I think that's way all. If you're in kind of entertainment or sports or whatever, I don't know. I guess because I've never been there, but it seems like first it saves you 15% of your money. Um, and I guess I can kind of understand you're trying to. I guess when you're trying to get your foot in the door and entertainment and major roles, whether it be pro wrestling, TV, movies, music, I guess you have to have an agent. Just like I said, get your kind of foot in the door and let somebody kind of explain the contracts, the wording of contracts, I guess, to you. Um, and I guess when you kind of go on, you don't want to drop that person just because you made it. But still, it's like, you just go in, audition if you get a part, or uh, especially like sports contracts, like Major League Baseball, football, soccer, hockey, basketball. It's like all those people they draft you from college and or high school. Baseball will draft you out of high school. Um, Football they still want you to play a little bit of college basketball as the NBA as well. And it's like okay, um, and they all have unions, so it's like okay, here we draft you at this position. Here's the rate at that position or where we drafted you. Here you go. Prove yourself, and then talk again. And if you do prove yourself, then kind of look at what other people are making. And if you, and this is what gets me. I'm sorry, I don't mean to go on a tangent here. Uh, like when these stars, or especially athletes, go, "Oh, I want to stay in the city. I want to stay with this team." Then that it's always that bigger number or that 1 year deal came up, or a little bit bigger guaranteed, or signing bonus. They kind of sent They want to be with that team, but you know what? That signing bonus is way too fucking big to pass up. Uh, but it always just seems to me, I hate when they say that, then they won't go to another team. It's like I get it's good PR, but sometimes it's like we're in a different age now. I think people will appreciate authenticity better than um what's said. Freddie Freeman kind of got away with it because everything you see him, man, and every time he he's talk or whatever, you see videos and stuff like that. He seems like a cool dude, so I think he got kind of a pass in it, especially here in Atlanta. But my thinking is, okay, if you really want to stay here, then okay, what's the going rate? Okay, we still want to build a championship. Hey, okay, instead of 12 million a year, I'll sell for 10 million a year. No big deal, you know. And you can do it yourself. I mean, you don't have to give 15% of that contract to somebody else. But like I said, I was never in that position, so I can't really say. But it just always seems to me that I think I would rather keep my 15%. And if I was an athlete and I want, say if I play for the Braves, and I was like, you know what, I just want to stay here. I like it here. I got a home here. Um, you know, here, I'll give me what's the going rate for my position and how I perform. You know, okay, I'm good with that. Let's go. Let, let see y'all at spring training. Let's go win a World Series, or let's win a Super Bowl. We're in NBA championship. And in wrestling too, it's like seems like you can just call somebody and say, okay, yeah, I want to stay in the WWE, or I want to stay in TNA. Um, uh, Ring of Honor or AEW, whatever. Uh, that's where I want to be. So here, sign me for this much. Should be should be cut and dry, but sometimes those agents, I guess, they gotta. I mean, I guess they are doing their job. They're saying, hey, this is what he wants, and or here's two teams fighting over you because you're talent, or a few teams want your services, and okay, they're willing to pay this, they're willing to pay that. Uh, this team's going to be paying a little less than the team you're playing with, but they got a way better shot winning World Series and stuff like that. And when you look at, I hate mention this name again, Freddie Freeman. Um, he's got back-to-back World Series now, so that's what, 3 World Series for him. One as a Brave and 2 as a Dodger. And I kind of do agree. I think I forgot what sportscaster um, said it, but yeah, now as far as national media and stuff like that, as far as baseball, Freddie Freeman's gonna be known as a Dodger now, not as a Brave. But anyway, enough about other sports and me getting on a tangent about if I was in that position. uh, I don't know. It could be just me. I'd really just negotiate my deal. Uh, I mean, no offense to anybody in like unions and stuff like that. I'm per- I think before it became political, they did good things. A lot of things we see now, like health insurance and stuff like that, um, and overtime pay. But there's always yeah. I mean, it all depends on if they want you. But like I said, if these teams want you, uh, and you want to stay, it should be a no-brainer. Like I said, I'm using Freddie Freeman as a perfect example. He said he want to stay in Atlanta. The fans want him to stay in Atlanta. I'm pretty sure the team. I mean, they did offer up. I think it was 4 or 5 years, uh, and a dump truck full of money. But he decided to go for 6 years and a little overload on that dump truck, a little more on that dump truck full of money. And he went to LA, but I mean, it paid off for him. He's got 2 more World Series rings, but I'm just thinking, if you really want to stay here, you could have stayed here. I think the same thing with Dansby Swanson. Uh, he said he wanted to stay, but then wind up taking more money in Chicago. Now we got another person now. His Now we got him pretty cheap. His I mean, $100 million, 10 years. That's 10 million a year minus whatever. I'm not sure what the signing bonus was, but um, but now I think that's about to come up soon. So I'm talking about Ronald Acuna Jr. Dude's a stud. Definitely gonna see what happens there. I'm pretty sure he's gonna say the usual stuff. Oh, I want to stay in Atlanta, but uh, again, if L.A., New York, or talking about the Yankees, call him up, say, hey, here's 2 dump trucks full of money compared to Atlanta's dump truck and a half. He's gonna take the 2 dump trucks full of money plus how many years and sign a bonus and all that horse shit. All I'm saying is just be honest about it. Just be honest about it. Just say, hey, I want to win championships and I want to get paid a lot of money, a lot more money than what they want to pay. And of course, it sucks too for teams that, you know, and that's, I mean, of course, that's a pro could be in the star too. You negotiating that contract too, um, like no trade clauses and stuff like that. Or if they do decide to trade with you because they either can't afford you or they need that money to rebuild, whatever. That's when you say, okay, you can trade me to this team, or this team. So that's kind of perks of being, gotta make sure you protect yourself. So as far as if you do get traded, make sure you trade me to a winner at least, or especially some of these players who stayed on crappy like Mike Trout, stay with the Angels for. I mean, he's probably gonna retire there. I think he's on the steep end on. He's starting to trickle down in his career. I think so. Um, I think he was injured all this past season. So now if they decide to trade him, I'll be like, hey, I I decided to stay here and finish my career here, even though the Angels of Anaheim, or whatever they want to call themselves, y'all sucked. I mean, I could have Mike Tout could have went to he could have been a Yankee now, getting paid gazillions of dollars. I mean, the Angels paid him a lot of money too, so. But that's that. Anyway, like I said, enough with other sports. What else can we talk about? Let's see here, y'all. Let me. Okay. Where else can we go to? Guess when you talk some AEW, let me let me see how quickly I can do this. Uh-oh.
What do you want to talk about?
Wrestling!
There we go. All right. Talk about AEW from last night. Don't forget to press the record button. There we go. All right. AEW had their Maximum Carnage Dynamite last night. Took place in Arizona Financial Center in Phoenix, Arizona. Definitely a small venue. Very small. Like the intimate scene, but somehow TNA was able to kind of, or NXT was able to kind of make it look better. Anyway, all right, talking about Maximum Carnage. First match of the night was Darby Allin versus Pac, that freaking bastard. The bastard. It's like, come on, Diaper, or whatever his name is. Just spit it out, dude. Anyway, Darby suicide dive attacked Pac after fighting the crowd. Pac, whatever, overhead belly to belly on the steps. Gave him the advantage, and it was a sick little thud on that steps too. Allen made a short comeback after a top rope front drop kick, but gets cut off with another overhead belly to belly, this time in the corner. Pac looked for the count out win, but Allen came in right at the nick of time, right at the 9 count, or 9 3/4, 9.95 count. There we go. When Pac, who was sitting in the corner, hopped off the turnbuckle, looked like he twisted his ankle. That's when Darby Allin took over. We got a ref bump. Darby locked in a Scorpion Deathlock. Wheeler Yuta tried to interfere, but Allen took him out. Coffin drop on the ankle that was braced inside of a chair. Scorpion Deathlock reapplied, and Pac tapped out. So the bounty hunter, Brian Keith, decided to, hey, I might as well do some bounty hunter shit. So Samoa Joe said, hey, I got a bounty for you. Take care of the Rhinestone Cowboy Adam Page. And that's what the next match was. Brian Keith versus Adam Page. Page got his stuff in. Big Bill tried to trip Page, but missed. Or he didn't miss. He grabbed him a little bit, and that got Page's attention. But Keith headbutted, opened up Page in the head. Page came back. Bill trying to interfere again, but Swerve Strickland countered that. Buckshot Lariat gave him the W. After the match, Page and Swerve said their piece about Samoa Joe and wanted the AEW World Championship. Out came out Kenny Omega. He stated that he can't do the vice president deal and to snap of fingers and make it happen. He said, hey, he's got to do it the right way. He's got to win a couple matches to get a chance. And of course, here's two of the top contenders of that championship. Page, of course, did the babyface things. Hey, we're buddies. Made the best man win. Swerve Strickland, however, didn't look too happy. Kind of gave him a kiss my ass look. And that's when Don Callis came out, challenged Omega to wrestle Josh Alexander. Omega's like, okay, let's do it right here, right now. And Alexander's like, or Callis like, no, let's do it next week. So next week it'll be Josh Alexander versus Kenny Omega. Next match was Brody King versus Jonathan Cruz. King won that one. Then we had a four-way tag team match to determine the new number one contenders for the AEW World Tag Team Championship. The Bucks Suicide Dives Davis and Doyle, or excuse me, it was Mark Davis, Jake Doyle, members of the Don Callis family, versus Jet Speed versus Case of Agony versus the Bucks. So anyway, Bucks Suicide Dives Davis and Doyle's Speed dive, Jet Speed dives on AOG, then vice versa. All the little guys shine until the big boys power back for the picture-in-picture advantage. Some more dives, some super kicks. Doyle used Bailey to take out Bucks and Gates of Agony. Davis pile drive Knight for the win. FTR came out, got in the face of Mark Davis and Jake Doyle. I guess they're trying to switch him to baby faces for whatever reason. But they went to fisticuffs. And until the security and authorities came out to separate everybody. I'm about to get to that point. Joe, can you think House will get lost in the WWE? I will be getting to that very shortly. All right. Next up, we had women's trios match. The Triangle of Madness versus the Babes of Wrath with Chris Statlander. The Cosmic Babes worked over on Hart, then Blue. Madness took over after Cameron dropped her toe to the middle rope and kicked to the face. Hot tag to Statlander. She cleaned house. Everybody got their shit in. Statler moved Willow out of the way and took Uh, Tequila spear, then Tequila stomped on Statlander to get the clean win for the Triangle of Madness. Next up was your main event of the night, AEW World Championship on the line. Bandito it's Bandito versus the champion MJF. Bandito got the early shine. MJF got the advantage, worked the arm. Very good match. A lot of near falls. Uh, a lot of high flying moves, of course, from Bandito. Bandito looked good in this match. MJF uh, got Bandito to pass out from the pain of the label lock. MJF said when people said Bandito will be a AEW World Champion, I laughed. But after tonight, I gotta say Bandito will become an AEW champion one day, world champion one day. And as pains of me to say that, that means there's one thing I gotta do. Then he started attacking Bandito, proceeded to try to pull the mask off until Brody King made the save. It was also announced as well that the Rascals will be coming soon to AEW. And that wraps up the Maximum Carnage Dynamite recap. Let's see. So going back to Powerhouse Hobbs here. For spoiler alert, there was a match also made on Dynamite for Collision, a trios tag title match. The Ops, Samoa Joe, Powerhouse Hobbs, and Shibata was going to go against Adam Page and Jet Speed. Adam Page and Jet Speed won that match, and they pretty much made the announcement that Powerhouse Hobbs' contract has expired, and he could be going to the WWE. And on that note, let's take a commercial break. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Ronald Ray here, your boy with a cornbread accent. If you made it this far in the video and you're having fun, you folks know what to do. Everybody says this, so let's go through the whole routine. If you enjoy it, click on that like button. Also, leave me a comment. Give me your opinions on anything I talk about tonight. Ask questions, or just drop a friendly hello. That's always cool as well. Also, if you enjoy listening to a fan, just like you folks at home, talk about the sport of professional wrestling, be a champ, click on that subscribe button. Now, back to our program. So, yes, read the article. The rumor mill recently included one about WWE officials being very high on AEW's Powerhouse Hobbs. The feeling appears to be mutual because Fightful Select is reporting tonight, January 14th, that Hobbs' contract expires at midnight. He decided not to resign and expected that he'll sign with the WWE as soon as he legally can. It sounds like that should be immediately. Uh, Fightful's source says AEW President Tony Khan made Hobbs a substantial offer as they negotiated the past couple of months, but Powerhouse informed the man he's worked for since 2020 that he wants to test the free agent waters. The two sides are said to be parting on good terms. But the 34-year-old California native did come into this event's double taping in Phoenix as one third of AEW's trios champions, along with his teammates Ops, Samoa Joe, and Kazuhiro Shibata. A defense was set up on Dynamite for the trios championship. So again, spoiler alert, Heyman, Adam Page, and Jet Speed did defeat the Ops to take the belts at the Collision tapings, which was seen to both solve the problem for AEW while confirming that they've at least lost the former TNT champion and probably to a company that likes pushing former AEW title holders. So, oh crap. Wrong button there. There we go. So uh, I I kind of thought about this. Um, I don't think if WWE is smart, they're not going to fast track Hobbs from NXT to the main roster, even though he is 34 years old. I think they'll send him to Orlando NXT, kind of work on a few things. Um, and a guy that big, he is charismatic. I think he had, as far as a little more upside to his career, as far as title reigns and stuff like that. I always felt that he could have been like the blue collar babyface to uh uh what's his name? Ah, shoot, I forgot his name. Oops, Kyle Fletcher. There we go. Can't believe I forgot his name. I thought he can be the babyface, the blue collar babyface to Kyle Fletcher's uppity, pretty boy, fancy clothes, I guess white collar heel, kind of Ric Flair type. I was always thought that dynamic could work out pretty good, and he's a big dude, and probably could have done a lot more better for AEW than WWE. But he wants to test it. Can't blame a dude for trying. But I don't think they're gonna fast track him like they did Jay Cargill. I think they're gonna send him to NXT, let him work on a few things. Um, it just depends really on how the fans take to him. Because you gotta understand, not everybody that watches WWE watches AEW. Um, yes, a lot of them do, because a lot of fans do watch both. But if you kind of look at the ratings, some people just kind of drift off from AEW. You don't lose over a million uh, fans, viewers, in what 7 years, because you're doing great. But uh, I always thought Hobbs, kind of like Fletcher, needs to be handled with kid gloves, let him kind of mature and stuff like that. And I will give uh, WWE credit; they know how to uh, better, I guess, educate younger talent than or develop. There we go, develop younger talent than AEW. But um, and like I said, I watched NXT. They got a big house right now that's running Raw Shot. The Oda guy, he was a beast, man. I was very at that Saturday night's main event, that match with Cody. I was very impressed with him, and seems like Oda's a better athlete, better in ring guy than Hobbs. But like I said, because it seemed like the fans were getting. I mean, even when they turned Ops heel, and of course Powerhouse Hobbs was part of that team that went heel, fans still kind of cheer for him, and they still kind of cheer for Samoa Joe anyway. But fans do seem to kind of gravitate to him, so it just depends on how the fans take to him. But I can get lost in WWE. I mean, Hobbs was, like I said, I feel that he had more upside as far as being a top star in AEW. Uh, Probably more in AEW than WWE. So, I'm trying to think. If you're saying, he'll be lost. Easily could be because they got a lot of big guys who are his same size. Like I said, that Oba guy, big as he is, and that Carver guy who well, I guess he's been there for a while. Same size, just about the same size and everything. Um, I ain't seen him work yet, but when I see him wrestle, I guess I'll apply my knowledge there. But again, it's just uh, how the fans react to him. Are they uh, say, okay, here's your move set. We know what you can do, can't do. Okay, you will not do the can't do's. Let's see what you're going to do with this, and uh, I guess improve your interviews. He's done a couple little promos here and there in the last year or two, and he seems to be good on that. Um, yeah, it's getting a little cluttered with the big guys. Uh, and like I said, there's like that Oda seems to be like over like Rover. Uh, and a few times I've seen him, especially that match on Saturday Night's Main Event with Cody Rhodes. And it could be, this Cody Rhodes thing too. I mean, Cody Rhodes, despite what you may feel about him, his character, whatever, dude can definitely go. And yes, just like everybody else, got the 5 moves of doom and all that shit. They do in AEW too, except for they do all their moves in like first 5 minutes. And anyway, I digress. Will he? Let's just say he's got an opportunity. Maybe that charisma can equivalent to being at top. I mean, I'm pretty sure a lot of the fans who watch NXT watches a. I think the people who watch NXT watches both WWE and AEW. But so of course when Hobbs appears, they'll know who he is, whatever name they give him. Not sure. I'm not. Don't think they're gonna keep the powerhouse Hobbs. Not sure what his real name is. Let's see. I'll look at that later. Um, but yeah, I don't think maybe his real name Powerhouse. Then I don't know. They'll figure out a name for him. Um, and I kind of do. Hopefully he does to see, but I don't. As of right now, I don't see him being main event. I don't see him highlighting WrestleMania. The Oba, yes, definitely the potential to be WrestleMania. Trick Williams, same way. Javon Evans, mm, that dude is good. He's a high flyer. Tons of personality. Uh, upper mid card type guy, whatever. That's kind of what I see him as. But who knows what storylines they come up with for these guys and what happens. Uh, but like I said, I don't think they're gonna fast track him from NXT to main roster. Probably, maybe I guess maybe a year and a half. See how he does at NXT and see how the fans gravitate to him. I mean, who knows? He'll improve or get that right move set. Um, then he's going to have to find different finishing maneuver because I think kind of like the spear, we got too many people with spear finishers, and now we got the spine buster or uh, I guess the not really a choke slam, but kind of one-handed type spine buster, whatever you gonna call it. I mean, you got what's his name, Joe Hendry doing some kind of uh, I forgot what he called it, but kind of same different. It's kind of almost like a choke slam into like a spine buster type move. So definitely gonna have to give him a different finishing maneuver. I mean, as long as his head don't get in the way, as long as his ego don't. I mean, I don't know. I mean, as far as egos, what as long as he keeps his ego in check. If he's got an ego, like I said, I don't know him. As long as he keeps that in check, uh, I think that the sky could be the limit. But like I said, I just don't. As of right now, I just don't see him being main event WrestleMania. Uh, maybe I'm wrong. I mean, it's weird because I can see him pictured in main event All In AEW, but I can't not see him right now, as of right now, main event WrestleMania. But like I said, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he comes in. Uh, Obviously WWE sees something in him, so they're going to bring him in, give him a shot, improve promo skills, develop him a little further. Um, like I said, let's see, 2020. Not sure when you guys start. So yeah, at 34, it's like, okay, we got a little bit of work here, but you're still young enough to where, I mean, that really don't push people to like 36, like main event uh caliber anyway. Not gonna see too many 20-year-olds, 22-year-olds. I mean, I think Randy Orton won the WWE World Unified Undisputed Champ, where the fuck, um, won the world title, one of the top titles, the world or title, and WWE at 22, I think, and that made him the youngest title holder. So I as of right now, I don't see that being beat anytime soon, unless this once in a generational talent comes in, tears it up in independence. Uh, Maybe goes to TNA and just tears it up over like Rover uh, comes in at least by the hitch of 20 and just again tears up every match and fans gravitate to him or her and but yeah that'll be a lot of achieving in a short amount of time. And after you do become the youngest, can you stay being a star like Randy Orton? That'll be the big kicker there. But I think he can do good things. I mean, like I said, right now, I mean, not to say he might not have a somewhere down. Like I said, if he's over, he gets over with the fans. Maybe they give him a run as champion, but it'll be like, okay, he wins at SummerSlam or on Raw or SmackDown or. But I don't see. Okay, this should make it simpler. I see him as a future face. I seen him as a future face of the company in AEW. I I just see him as possibly be one of the faces, uh, and not the main faces of WWE. Maybe somebody, give the world champion a, tough outing and whatnot. But um, now if he comes in and fans don't gravitate to him or he kind of just craps the bed, then uh, there's only so WWE gave him the opportunity. So that's all. And you can't really, I mean, if fans don't get into you, I mean, that's the one thing it trips me out about these. When I see these things on social media, it's like, oh, Triple H fumbled on this person. Well, do you actually watch the product? Do you s- do you see like when people come out, even when they pipe in noise, it doesn't help them that much. Um, for some of these people. So and so do they really fumble or do they? I mean, it's just sometimes fans are going to be, and sometimes it's a lot of times it's different. You can be king shit in NXT, then come into the main roster and you're just kind of another person. I mean, Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa was main eventing NXT takeovers, but when they got to the main roster, it's not the same. They didn't get, even when they reformed their tag team, they just didn't get over a lot. I mean, there was what was it? DIY versus Mercy Machine Guns. I forgot what pay per view that was, but or excuse me, premium live event. Kick ass match. Nobody gave a shit. It was a 2 out of 3 falls. Like I said, great match. Nobody gave a shit. Maybe I should have had a top 5 list of that. There are matches um, where great matches and nobody gave a shit. Top 5 matches of top great matches where nobody gave a shit when they watched it because people were sitting on sitting on their hands, no noise, no nothing, nothing, not a peep. You could hear a pin drop. But like I said, I thought it was a great match when I reviewed it. Still think it was a good match, but that crowd didn't give a shit. But yeah, like I said, hopefully he does well for himself, and we'll definitely see what happens. But first and foremost, like right now, my opinion is it's not because right now, as of right now, I don't see WWE fumbling on this person. This is going to be one of those. It all depends on how the fans react to him. You know, and it's like I said when I thought he would be AEW guy. I thought he'll be one of the faces of AEW. I'll repeat again. I seen him as a blue collar baby face, great opponent for the heel pretty boy Kyle Fletcher. And no, he was never going. Powerhouse Hobbs ain't gonna give you a 10-star match. It ain't happening. It ain't happening. Now he do great power moves. He's strong as fuck. I mean, look at that dude. He's big. But look at what WWE has. A lot of big. I mean, WWE is the land of giants. Always a big man territory. But like I said, if he comes in, cuts good promos, and the fans gravitate to him, has good enough matches. I just don't see people going. I see more. It's going to have to be let's go Hobbs, let's go Hobbs, or and again when you got a lot of talent who's that same size, you can't really give them a Goldberg type push. You can't really give him that anyway because people are a little too smart for that now. I mean, look what back when Ryback debuted with the ball head, or before he was Skip Andrews or Skip Along Cassidy, wherever the fuck he was. They repackaged him as Ryback, and they kind of gave him the Goldberg push. The fans started chanting Goldberg. Same thing will probably happen to this guy. It's like if you give him the 5 second wins off nobodies and stuff like that, enhancement guys, they're gonna chant Goldberg. But I give him 10 minutes, a little bit of selling, no more than 10 minutes. Uh, and like I said, a little bit of selling, stuff like that. Give good promos. Fans that gravitate to him. That's all it takes. You sell he sells merch. There we go. That's another big thing too. Then maybe uh, put the booster up his rear end, put the rocket booster in, and shoot him to the moon. That could happen. But like I said, repeat it one more time. As of right now, yes, I see him being the face of a company in AEW, WWE, just another face. What you folks think? What you folks talk to me? What do you think? Am I right? Wrong? Indifferent? Dumb as shit? A little bit of both. A little bit of both. All right, so a couple more little things here. Actually, one more thing. I actually got two different articles that I came across about this year's WWE 2K26. Let me scroll up. Read the first one first. Good God. There we go. So, as of before today, a brief update has emerged on the status of WWE 2K26 following online speculation that the annual release could be skipped this year with the Royal Rumble approaching and no official reveal yet. Some fans question whether the game was delayed or canceled. Those concerns were addressed by Brian Alvarez, who confirmed the game is still on track. Alvarez stated the WWE filmed the commercials for the new title in December, and that it is expected to air in the coming weeks, indicating the marketing rollout is about to begin. WWE traditionally unveils the next 2K title during the road to WrestleMania, then around the Royal Rumble. While no release date or cover star has been announced, this is, of course, as of last night, for WWE 2K26, the timing of the commercial will line up with previous years. This year's Royal Rumble takes place on January 31st at the King Abdullah Financial District, marking the first time the event is held outside North America. WWE is also set to present Saturday night's main event on January 24th at Nassau Veterans Memorial Coliseum in New York. And of course, that was yesterday. Let me actually gonna have to fire up the Google machine here. Sorry, I just seen a news article. Okay. All right. So it appears that CM Punk is reportedly being positioned as one of the defining faces of WWE 2K26 with plans in place for him to headline one of the game's most prominent modes. According to a new report from Insider Gaming's Mike Straw, the former WWE champion will serve as a focal point of the WWE and current WWE World Heavyweight Champion will be as a focal point of WWE 2K26 Showcase mode. The feature is said to be fully narrated by CM Punk himself, adding a personal touch to the experience and guiding players through different eras and possibilities tied to his career. The Showcase mode is reportedly split into three sections. The first focuses on Punk's real life journey, revisiting major matches and moments that define his rise, championship runs, and legacy inside WWE. The second section leads into a alternate history exploring what if scenarios that imagine how WWE might have looked if Punk never walked out from the company in 2014. The final chapter shifts fully into fantasy presenting dream matches that never took place due to timing, injuries, or creative circumstances. Showcase mode has become a staple of WWE 2K series, previously centering on careers and storylines connected to names like Stone Cold Steve Austin, Daniel Bryan, Rey Mysterio, and the Bloodline. Making Punk the centerpiece marks a significant statement, especially given his complex history with the company. WWE 2K26 has officially revealed in November 2025, with 2K confirming the next installment is targeting for Q4 2026 release window. So, yep, looks like it's coming out. Um, and CM Punk is going to be, I guess, the cover star on this one. Uh, that's probably like an AI generated. I just seen it on Google, but I did finally purchase for myself for Christmas WWE 2K25. Uh, I thought it was pretty good. What little I played it, uh, might have a little bit more time this weekend to play it. Depends on. I mean, I do got one show I'm going to Saturday night, so as far as afternoon and stuff like that, I think I'll have a lot of leeway to do stuff. But um, but man, gosh, I still wish you could at least work out a deal with Spotify or something like that, so you can put your own soundtrack to it. That'd be so cool. I mean, it sucks that I don't know. Okay, I'm getting on the soapbox again about video games, even though I don't really consider myself a gamer anymore, because I don't play as much, but um, nowhere near as much. But uh, but I think part of it too, some of it is the fact that I'm older now. I got other responsibilities, work, this new hobby. So yeah, a lot of things going, and it's like, what happened to? I mean, even like PlayStation. Okay, let's just even go before PS4 and Xbox One. Before that, I mean, Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3. Xbox 360, it had you can download your own music. Um, you buy a game, you put it in. Takes a little bit of loading time, not much, but you're ready to play. These games now, it takes about all day to freaking upload. Then you get um up or reboots not reboots, but what do you call it? upgrade. I guess upgrade every now and then. Kind of like what your phone does. But sometimes that takes but usually not that long, maybe 30 minutes to an hour. But yeah, if you buy a game, you download it, or now it's more about downloading the game, and it's like it takes fucking forever. Even if you buy the disc for it, you put it in, it takes freaking forever. And on the 360, I can't remember the PS3, but on the 360, you can upload your own music and use that as a soundtrack. You could have had like like Grand Theft Auto, I think 4 or 5, or either Vice City or crap. What's the one after Vice City? Anyway, um, either way, you can like because you had the radio stations when you're in the car, and one of the radio stations you pick is your downloaded music, and you can listen to that. Or like when you played a wrestling game. I think one of the baseball games did it too, or the baseball games did it too for 360. You can pick players' walkout music. Same thing with WWE games. You can pick the entrance music. You can have like I know when I forgot which one it was it SmackDown versus Raw featuring ECW or something like that when they had the ECW guys. I mean, I had Tommy Dreamer coming out to Man in the Box, Sandman coming back out to Sandman, or Enter Sandman from Metallica. I mean, it's bad enough when they did the network, they got rid of everybody's entrance music and dubbed in some horse shit. It's like, don't you got some house musicians you can like half-ass copy it? If you change it like one chord a little differently, put your own shit to it. At least make it sound like you know what they're coming out to, not this generic whatever they got from Microsoft Clipchamp or Facebook. Like the music I use for like uh my intros to my videos and stuff. Uh, I get those from YouTube music, I guess audio, because every time I put something else in from something to something else, even though they say, hey, you ain't gotta worry about copyright, like put it on YouTube, I get copyright hit. And of course, some of those copyright, if you haven't noticed, I have like my Raw recap, Dynamite recap, this one, uh, all my shows I got for one thing shorter, and new intros for all those, because especially like I guess all of them I did because I try to make it fuzzy and everything else. WWE hit me a couple times on the Raws. Got hit a lot of times on this one Spot Show live stream. Got okay on Wrestling Trivia. I think I got hit because I used different music from a different site that they said, hey, you do not have to, this is YouTube approved or whatever you want to call it. I'm paraphrasing. But yeah, sorry, I'm digressing here too. But anyway, and plus like the Friday night or Wrestling Gold Friday night, I used like old footage. Try to make it fuzzy, but they caught me. I kept on having to go through YouTube and take that clip that chunk out. So that's the reason I came up with shorter and uh, just photos, just pictures. But anyway, get back to this. It's like let's like I say, you download Spotify on PlayStation. I'm pretty sure Xbox too. Why don't you just work out a deal with them and let people like I mean, you like sync songs with the creator wrestlers or whatnot, or I was gonna make a video one time. I'm digressing. I was gonna make a video one time, but I know it'd be hard to do because I would be copyright hit. I'll be like, because I ain't figured out how to really put the enough of the song in while I don't want to get hit. But I could just say fair use, but I was gonna say, okay, if Triple H hired me and said, all right, you're in charge for entrance music for everybody, unlimited budget. That means you can go get songs from any artist. You know, just you put the music to the wrestler and whatnot. Um, I forgot. I was going. I made a list, but I can't remember the name of the songs or the artists. A lot of because a lot of stuff. A lot of the people were new and I couldn't. Um, I can't really remember new artists. That's why I can tell like other artists like I mean I was going. I was thinking, let's see, Brock Lesnar come out to kind of like a little bit of tribute to Steve Williams because Steve Dr. Death Williams used this interest music when he was Japan. I was like, oh man, it'd be cool if be kind of cool if Brock Lesnar came out to this. Kiss is I Love It Loud by Kiss. I mean, that, despite what you might feel about Kiss, you know, that is a kick-ass freaking intro, ring entrance song. But yeah, a lot of stuff were new stuff, and I can't, like I said, I can't remember artists and new songs as well as I can. It's like, fuck. I could try to Google it, but I ain't got time right now. But like I said, let us use like interest music to create wrestlers and stuff like that instead of trying, instead of using another wrestler's, you know, entrance music or the generic bullshit they put on there. And okay, they pay an artist to have songs from other people, but those songs you can't even use with other wrestlers. You can listen to them in the background, but that's about it. And it's like, first of all, half the song sucks anyway. They choose, and a couple of them you want to use, you can't use them before you create a wrestler because I guess copyright. They don't want people, playing online. I think that's the deal. People playing online and stuff, but people were doing that to begin with on 360. But I think 360 they would like hide the music. I guess. I think one time I was playing somebody online on a wrestling game. I was using a creative wrestler, had my own entrance music, and but the person I was playing online with, they didn't hear it. They just they seen it come out and everything, but no music. And it's like, what song are you using? It's like, oh, you can't hear it. But anyway, wish they would do that. Just give Spotify some money. However that works. Since you since when you use music from as your like premium live events themes, you advertise the song, play the song, and say, hey, check this out on iTunes or Spotify. So yeah, that's one of the things, and of course the download times for these games. Good gosh, like I said, it took me. Oh, when I think I bought it. I think I bought it Chris. I think I bought it Christmas Eve. Yeah, and pretty much I fell asleep by the time it even even got halfway downloaded. Then I finally got to play Christmas Day, but still, it's like, fuck. but it looked good. It played good. Other other than the music and stuff like that, some of the creative wrestle stuff could be upgraded a little bit. See, I like the creative wrestle thing. I always have. Because you can create championships, stuff like that. Just have your own little promotion. Play the wrestling game, of course, when you're hanging out with friends and stuff like that, or do the showcase modes. And once you do that, it's like, let's just create some people and create your own little federation here. Now, it seems a lot of people's got a lot of spare time on their hand, and used to they okay. I do see a lot of this. People like create wrestlers of the past and have like complete shows with I mean, they're playing the game, of course, but having complete shows and dub in commentary and all this other shit. It sounds pretty good, but man, I don't have that kind of time on my hands. But one day I might, one day just come on here and uh figure it out and just live stream me playing WWE 2K, whatever. Might do that one day, but I wouldn't hold my breath waiting on it. Anyway, well, that's about all I got for this evening. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Yeah, it's getting about that time. Need to pack everything up, start packing in. So get to head home tomorrow. Thank goodness. Other than that, you folks have a good one. Take it easy. And until next time.
So long from the peach state of Georgia.
Ronald Ray here saying thank you for checking out my video. If you don't mind, go ahead and click that thumbs up button, leave a comment, and share this video with family and friends. I would also appreciate it if you would subscribe to RP2 Vision, where I cover the sport of professional wrestling from yesterday to today. Now don't forget to click the notification bell as well, so you'll be notified when my other weekly content is available, like Wrestling Trivia Tuesday, WWE Raw Recap, and AEW Dynamite Recap. I also have 2 live streams. Every Thursday at 8 p.m., it's Spot Show Live Stream, where I discuss the latest news in professional wrestling. And on Friday nights at 8 o'clock p.m., it's Wrestling Gold Friday Night, where I discuss the good old days of professional wrestling. When wrestling was wrestling, wrestling was real because it's still real to us. Folks, have a good one and take it easy.